Shalom, Kula Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. On to the Apostle James on the true from via the internet, and shalom to the brothers out there prophesying, who are about to live in sacrifice with the elect, as well as the 144,000 men, women, and children that will be delivered, 150,000 men, the governing body, and and the one third, the rest of one third, each consists of men, women, and children. I'm honored to the of Israelites who support nuclear activities in Native American. I'm honored to the elder apostle Jim who then on the truth via the internet. Shalom to brothers out there prophesying the Bible living sacrifice. Again, teachers set out doing the work of the Lord, the truth and sincerity, and then looking up the elect. And we're just going to hit on Jacob Trouble in the vision. Ignorance Satan's devices. You see what Esau's doing. With these migrants, he's laying into the border and trying to create order and chaos. So he come out of it so he could unleash his peacekeeping troops. To trick people. Some people are gonna be controlled by fear. And Jacob Trouble is gonna be a horrible time. It tells in Jeremiah was it 13:7, but then 12:1, and second 16 chapter about Jacob Trouble. There's gonna be a time like never before seen. And this is the beginning of sorrow, spoken in verse 16. That that's starting right now. But let's get no, let's get First Corinthians actually. I mentioned it. First Corinthians second to 11. No, Second Corinthians. Up here. Second Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, Satan shall have an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We know that we're not ignorant of his devices. It is tricks. You know, Satan, that word for Satan, I believe it's Satanos, which means adversary. Satan like man. Those who's coming in the spirit of Satan, which Esau Edom, so for white man. We get Strong's Greek, Satanos.
Strong's G 4567, Satanas, Satanas. Thayer's Lexicon, Satan, Satan.
See? I mean, adversary, one who opposes another, or a Satan like man, says a man. That's why he tells you, Revelation 2 and 10, that the devil shall throw you into prison. You have a spiritual demon, Satan, then you got his physical counterpart on the left hand side, which is the wicked, Job 9:24. Second Ezra 6 and 9. The wicked will be ruling before the Lord returns. That fourth kingdom, that Roman Empire, we know the second part of the Roman Empire, the Renaissance. That's not right after the Renaissance, the rebirth. Because it fell during the Dark Ages. It rose back up during the Renaissance into iconoclasm, whitewashed everything. That's what it says. A devil, who owns all the prisons? In Revelation 2:10 tells you that. Who owns all the prisons? So the white man. Esau Edom. Esau Edom, the physical counterpart, just like the Most High's physical counterpart on earth, which is his chosen people, ultimately the elect of his chosen people, chosen among the chosen, you know, the chosen among Israel, chosen Israelites, you know, and you got the Edomites, evil turned brother. But let's get something like that out the way. I guess I can just that's what I was gonna get first. Okay, 15 or 16. Start at verse 14. It said, woe to the world, and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and the swords in their hand. Yeah, the swords in their hand mean weapons. It's an actual sword or a gun. Modern day sword is a gun. But you have other weapons like machete, etc. You know? Yeah, traditional man, it's a civil war. It'd be war within Babylon, which is America, Babylon the Great, which is America. It's gonna be civil war. Bringing in these migrants is gonna furthermore chaos. That's the reason they bring these people in chaos. And you have some among them that are agent provocateurs, that are set up, to bring about chaos and to incite chaos. And you got also criminals. You got also French speaking in, Chinese speaking in, you know. Yeah, all these things, it setting the ground up for chaos. And he's coming into cities like Chicago and New York. What was it? It's 45 million migrants in New York. Then he coming and he's still trying to put them on Jake and other Jake, the Northern Kingdom, so Latinos, against Latinos in America, against the Southern Kingdom, which is Judah. Head of Southern Kingdom is Judah. Head of Northern Kingdom is Ephraim. Trying to put Judah, basically the American Negroes, Haitians, and West Indians, Jamaicans, etc., and islands against the rest of the tribe. The Northern Kingdom part of the tribe. Everybody's gonna backfire on them. They're gonna turn, and come out Esau, because they're gonna go in these suburban neighborhoods, you know. Which you have some Jews doing that too, but majority of it is Edomites and heathens, you know. And you're gonna have it's just chaos, because not gonna, and like it said in the scripture, just go down. It said, for there shall be sedition among men. So, in invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, they're not going to guard authorities, government officials, and authorities, cops, none of that stuff. The power is going to be in their hand. They're going to do whatever they want to do to survive. Breaking houses, invading one another. They're going to be invading houses, invading territories. They shall stand in their power. Nobody's going to be able to do anything. And we're going to play a video after the scripts come out. We're going to play a video. It talks about the G, the great, you know, that's more likely to happen, and the scripture talks about that. Jacob Shop is gonna be the wise ravage, you know. Hey, if the Lord ain't dealing with you, if you're not a man of the Lord, man, hey, you can die free. That's why First Corinthians, was it First Corinthians? Oh yeah, First Corinthians, I believe 7th chapter. But ye that have wives, be as though ye have none. Yeah, but be as though it's not possessed, because you can hold on to the thing. Let me say, and I'm working on our own salvation, man. You know, what you can do is follow the scripture, best of your ability, and hope you'll be elect, man. Because at the end of the day, whoever delivers gonna be delivered, man. Whoever the elect gonna be delivered, you know. Let's go. Mm, yeah, you I'm thinking, you just, to, yeah, you guys are taught, okay, 13 12. Yeah, I'll make a mammal, but, yeah, 11. He said, and I will punish the world for their evil, yes, it was wicked, and the wicked for their iniquity, sin unto sin, sin basically. He said, and I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease. Esau, these people are arrogant. Babylon the Great is oozing arrogance. And people are proud, the proud to cease. Especially these women, these wicked women, man. Women are number one, a lot of women getting ready to perish. Not wicked women, this is not the elect women. This is, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. You know? I will make a man more precious than gold during those times, because the man of the Lord is going to be more precious than gold. Even the man in the golden was a sofa offer, you know. And even if if not, like man, it's better to have a man in these times. At least you could say survive longer, but he's gonna get done in too. Because hey, when chaos hit, there's not gonna be guards in jail and booty warriors. They seen booty in the rest of the boondocks and booty warriors. They gonna come after both. You know, what kind of freaks they are in this world? It's locked up in there. They ever seen this documentary of this killers locked up? You know, and they say themselves they hope they don't get out, but they know they got an issue, got demons on them. So it says the space created for the space created for vengeance. You know, which I think it's rock 39, 28. It said space created for vengeance, which nephew the source, which is Ecclesiastes 39, 28. Space created for vengeance, which in the few they are so stroke. You know. You know, put demon on people and be ready to be everywhere to use them. You know, in time. It's and it shall be as it is. Woe and a sheep and no man taketh up. It shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to their own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall be fallen by the sword. The children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and the wise ravished. Yeah, their belongings shall be taken. And your wives, and your girlfriend, etc., whatever the case may be, shall be ravished. Behold, I will set the means against them, who shall not going into the nuclear missile. The mighty means is Russian. You know, the missile not gonna when they begin to launch the missile, not gonna go no second. But it's the same topic. You know, there's another entire. Well, it correlates because after Jacob's trouble, you know, after MOTB and Jacob's trouble, the end all be all is gonna be the nuclear missile, nuclear destruction. You know, along with how they were telling y'all about the trial. Whoever get enlisted in that World War III that's sent to the Middle East, yeah, you going over there to fight the Lord. You going there to fight Yahweh shot, man. It's not gonna be a pretty ending, man. You're gonna die a horrible death. You get blasted by the lasers and chariots. Um, in Matthew 24:19, I believe it says, and we'll warn to them that uh, 17 says, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. You did let him which is in the field return back, take his clothes. Yeah, you're gonna be on a run, you know. And then warn to them that with child and those and to them that give suck in those days, they have a child and children that give suck in those days, they have babies with you, you know. But hey, people are gonna resort to cannibalism, gonna eat. They don't have to eat their own baby when the lack of food and famine, you know. Except for then it says, but pray that ye fight not be in the winter, neither in the Sabbath day. Except for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, no ever shall be, and except those days be shortened, they shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, they shall be shortened, yeah. The elect gonna make out of this. It shall be great tribulation and before sin, and this is the beginning, which we are reference to that in Jeremiah 37, and 31, 16, 17, 17. Okay, 7, 16 and 17. We warning you. And Terry, as you said, we're going to tell you. That stuff. You know, Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. We tell you to turn to the Lord, but not of day to day. Don't say you're going to do it tomorrow. No. There's 2 and 16. So 17 said, woe is me, who deliver me in those days? Or who's going to deliver me? And else who have no home, souls forever. But also the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine, great death, the beginning of wars and powers shall stand and fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when the evils come? Yeah, in the beginning of evil. Behold, famine, plague, and tribulation, anguish, and scourges for amendment, yeah, for punishment. That's the judgment. You know, them wicked people, you know. You get it up here, you get 15. Yeah, 15:5 said, "Behold, I saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the earth, the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Yeah, wickedness polluted the whole earth. The Lord bring out judgment. And it says, "I will hold my tongue no more, as touching no wickedness, which they profanely commit, and no spectacle. Hey, they have no shame in it. No, they don't guard spiritual things. You know, they glad in their iniquity. He said, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise. You see, wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Whose soul is just and innocent cry blood is the elect. Those that died before and those that are living now, these days, these last days. It says, therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. You know, you look go back here today, they died already. You know, the same prophets that were killed, like 2/3, you know, and his Edomites are here today. So Edomites are here today. So the Lord getting revenge. The Lord said he quiet that which is. I think I get Exodus 24, or is it Exodus 42? Yeah, Ecclesiastes 3:17 said, which shall have is now, and which is to be has already been. And God required that which is past. And then come back after every 34th generation. So Exodus, yeah, no, 34. So yeah, not 24. You get Numbers 14 and 18. There's the Exodus 34, 34 and 7. It says, keeping mercies for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, that will by no means clear the guilty. You know, we're not going to clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of their fathers upon the children, upon the children of children, unto the third and fourth generation. So they come back to the Lord revisiting their iniquity. And what judgment happened on earth, you know, under the sun. You know, it's not something, you don't go birth earth. Nope. Judgment coming right here. Verse 16 says, for moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, and the wickedness was there, the place of righteousness, and iniquity was there. Verse 21, who knows the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Yeah. It goes back to the 46 of Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. You know, and judgment happened on earth. So you come back, like I said, you're revisiting the iniquity of the father upon the children and their children's children. So you are your forefathers coming back. Still getting cycles every generation. And you're gonna play a video of everything that's coming.
States in months, not years. Former 24-year veteran of the Customs and Border Protection, J.J. Carroll, just uncovered the truth of what's happening with Biden's border invasion, and the war will start in black communities. That's where it's going to start first. Listen to J.J. in Chicago talking with black citizens who are being crushed right now under the weight of illegal immigrants in their communities. Watch.
This is America.
This is America.
There's a problem.
And the people have a problem with Trump. Are you crazy?
Biden did this. It's not Trump.
Exactly. The Democrat Party in this city hates poor black people. And I'm talking about all of the Democrat Party. The Black Caucus and everybody else. This is a fact. They have starved the people.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I've been in politics for the last 25 years. I ran for city council twice. They have no intentions for American citizens, especially black American, poor black people in this city, obsolete.
And JJ joins me now, fresh off of his trip. JJ, great to see you again. You know, you've obviously confronted some of the most unbelievable circumstances as it relates to the southern border in the United States, some of the most dangerous circumstances that you faced with arrests. How does Chicago, far away from the southern border, how does Chicago stack up with what you're used to at the southern border?
Chicago's a war zone.
and it is a forgotten. Trump called it the forgotten America, forgotten Americans. So the reason why I went to Chicago is I believe it's the ground zero of the invasion. This is the manifestation of treason. It's going to work from the coastlines in through the inner cities of major metropolitan areas. That gentleman that you showed, Mark Clayton, is an activist. Mark Carter, excuse me, is an activist in Chicago. He took me down to the South Side. I had to be escorted down there because of the gang violence and all the issues. But their local government has poured over $3 billion into their community for illegal aliens, not their community, but for illegal aliens. And they are being systematically pushed out of their communities like Inglewood. It is something I have never witnessed before. I feel like I'm traveled, I'm smart, I've been places. I'm telling you, when you go down to the South Side, it is desolate, it is desperate, hopeless, violent. I would say 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 houses are dilapidated and shuttered. The other 4 need to be shuttered. Businesses are closed and shuttered. There's no industry. They are bringing illegal aliens, majority from Venezuela, and they are moving them out of their communities. Let me give you an example. The city of Chicago paid Black residents that were living in these dilapidated shacks, if you will, $1,000 to move out. Well, why would the landlords in Chicago want them to move out? $1,000. Because each illegal alien has $9,000 attached to them for rent assistance. $9,000. So they're moving them out and moving them in. Now, Clayton, I talked to mega church Black pastors, street pastors, violent gang members that have come out of prison that are trying to reform their community, been in prison for murder for 21 years, another one murder for 26 years, and soup kitchen workers, everyone in between down on the South Side of Chicago, Black residents, Black Americans. And they all say to me, to a man and woman, they say, we're going to war. And it took me back for a second, and I was like, okay, well, let's clarify what war is. And they said, whatever we have to do to maintain and protect our community. And a Black pastor, the rooftop pastor, the AK rooftop pastor that Tucker Carlson interviewed for many, many months as he sat on top of a building during the winter months because of the prostitution crime that was across the street from his church, Pastor Brooks told me, we are within one Black teenager being raped by these Venezuelan gangs or Black Venezuelan gangs killing a Black gang member or vice versa, and Chicago is going to explode. Everyone knows it, and isn't it coincidental, which I don't believe in coincidences, last week, DNC comes out and says, well, we're really kind of rethinking the Chicago DNC convention. We might do it remote. They know it as well as I do, that this is a powder keg ready to explode.
Yeah, can you hold a Democratic National Convention in Chicago? I mean, what do you have to show for it? I mean, as we talked about with Mark, with the activist, he says, you're seeing Democrats have destroyed the city, so you're going to bring the Democratic National Convention there? I mean, you're right. This is an absolute powder keg moment, and I think, we throw this term war around a lot, and I've thought a lot about this since you and I have been talking over the past few days. This idea, I've thought it was going to be a civil war. I've been thinking of the term civil war in the United States, Americans against Americans right now. But I think it's not. I think what you saw in Chicago, what you're seeing with your documentary Treason, what you're uncovering, is an invasion, and it's a repelling of an invasion. That will be the war. Americans coming together, and they hate that. I mean, absolutely, the powers that be would hate that Republicans and Democrats, MAGA Americans, and liberal Democrats would come together and say, enough is enough. We want to take our country back. And maybe I'm wrong, but is that where you see this war unfolding, or how this war would unfold? It won't be a civil war. It'll be a repelling of this invasion as a war.
I absolutely believe that. And my mindset is changing as I'm going to these communities, and I'm going to Boston and New York next. But I knew Chicago was the epicenter. And you're right. What scares the power structures more than anything, Clayton, is a big white man standing next to a big Black man, both alpha males, one in law enforcement, one in the prison system, and realizing we have enormous amounts in common. We agree on the majority of everything. And the things that we don't agree on, we can civilly talk and come to a good conclusion because we're Americans. But when you take us and we're looking at the same problem and we're saying, The source of that problem is the government. The government is destroying you. Why would I not help my brother? I don't care what race he is or what religion. He's my American brother and sister. Why would I not help him? That's going to be the call to America, because as I say in my interviews, if you think it's going to be contained in this bubble in Chicago, you're a fool. It's already spread across America. There's 45 million illegal aliens in America right now. 45 million. And I spoke to a female precinct leader in the GOP. There's only 2 GOP offices, I think, in all of Illinois. One of them is in Southside. And she tells me, she goes, do you think this is coincidental, JJ? You think this is just happenstance that the black population is decreasing in Chicago? They're about 700,000-ish. Do you think it has no meaning that the Mayor Johnson 2 weeks ago said out loud, we're bringing in 700,000 illegal aliens? It's a 1-for-1. They're replacing us. And I didn't even use the word replacement. They all did. I'm talking from the highest level intellect down to street level knowledge and everyone in between. We are being replaced. We are being replaced. And I'm like, wow, they're on the front lines. And as these men told me, these gang members told me, if they think they're going to take it from me, they got another thing coming. We're armed to the teeth. We got 100-round drums. We got clips, magazines that have 30 rounds in them. We're not going without a fight. That's petrifying. I don't want that in America, but I'm telling you, Clayton, I was down. I saw how these illegal aliens live. They're staying in accommodations in the highest rent areas of Chicago, downtown. They are staying in buildings that are shadowed by the Department of Justice building. They're doing pimping, prostitution, drugs, fighting. And our brothers and sisters, I literally walked from a tent compound where American citizens, veterans are living in squalor. The stench of feces and urine was overwhelming. I leave that to go to illegals living in luxury. They've taken over a whole city block. Clayton, here's the final thing one thing I want to impress upon. When you and I talked about me walking on the border in San Diego, in the area that I bled on to control that, and that feeling I had that I was in enemy territory, that they owned it. I was in Chicago when the vast majority, there were hundreds of military age adult men from Venezuela, majority from Venezuela. They looked at me like, what are you doing? This is our neighborhood. Get out. This is what's happening to America. You are being replaced. What do you do when you go into war? You take land. It's called occupying property. They're occupying America and they're pushing us out. 45 million going on 50 million strong. And the other thing I want to say, that as I travel and I see it, I went from leaving the United States Border Patrol 3 years ago when the NGOs didn't really know what they were doing. The NGOs on the South Side bringing the caravans up didn't know. The government just created this chaos because they wanted to destroy America. And it was all chaotic and clunky. No longer, Clayton. I'm watching an industrial strength, the industrial size operation that is streamlined and efficient from the Darien Gap to Chicago. I have never seen anything like this big and this perfectly orchestrated. It is unbelievable.
It must have felt like a whole